Title: The Legend of Silver Hollow Road. In the quaint town of Maplewood, nestled between thick forests and silent hills, there existed an unsettling legend known throughout the high school, a story that chilled the spines of the bravest seniors. It was said that deep within the woods, just past Silver Hollow Road, a ghostly figure roamed, howling its sorrow under the pale light of the moon. No one ventured there after dark, for the tale foretold of a young girl named Lydia who had vanished without a trace, doomed to haunt the road in search of her lost love. Brady, the skeptical class clown, couldn't resist the lure of the urban legend. "It's just a stupid ghost story," he scoffed one afternoon as he leaned back in his chair, spinning a pencil between his fingers. His friends, Melissa and Jake, exchanged worried glances as they overheard the seniors chattering about a midnight trip to Silver Hollow. "Are you really going out there?" Melissa asked, the tremor in her voice betraying her fear. "People have disappeared, Brady." "Disappeared?" He laughed, tossing his head back. "It's just a joke. I'm going to prove to everyone that there's nothing to be afraid of." He didn't mean to sound flippant. He genuinely believed the tales were mere echoes of imagination and boredom. That Friday night, Brady and his friends decided to take a drive down Silver Hollow after hearing whispers of a supposed girl in white who called to wayward souls. Jake, who decided to tag along to keep an eye on Brady's antics, drove them in his old beat-up car. As they approached the weathered entrance of Silver Hollow Road, the moon hung heavy and low in the sky, casting eerie shadows over the trees. "Turn back now, or you'll regret it," Melissa murmured, but her words fell on deaf ears as Jake sped down the narrow, gravel path. An unease settled over them as the trees closed in like ancient sentinels. The ambiance morphed into something sinister. The air crackled with tension, and the road stretched endlessly before them. "Look," Brady shouted, pointing to the edge of the forest. A shimmering figure danced just beyond the trees, clothed in a diaphanous white dress that seemed to glow in the moonlight. "See, it's just a trick of the light." Quote, but as they parked the car, the atmosphere changed. The cheerful banter between friends fell silent, replaced by the sound of rustling leaves and distant, haunting whispers. "Maybe we should go back," Melissa suggested, her voice barely above a whisper. "No, it's just a ghost story," Brady retorted, already stepping out of the car. He was determined to sneak a closer look. With reluctant hearts, Jake and Melissa followed, hesitant yet drawn toward the figure that lingered just out of reach. As they trudged deeper into the woods, they stumbled upon a clearing illuminated by moonlight. Standing there, eerily beautiful and utterly haunting, was the apparition of a girl, Lydia, her long hair cascading over her shoulders like dark silk, her eyes glistening with an otherworldly shimmer. "Help me," she sang, her voice soft and laced with desperation. "I can't find him." Brady, emboldened by his bravado, stepped closer. "Who can't you find?" he asked, partially mesmerized. The echo of her sorrow tugged at his heartstrings, but he was still convinced it was an elaborate prank. "Please, he's waiting for me," Lydia replied, her forlorn gaze piercing through the distance. For a moment, Brady felt a connection, a tug towards the sorrowful spirit, as if he were somehow responsible for her plight. Jake grabbed his arm. "Brady, let's go. Now." But Brady shook him off, captivated by Lydia's mournful spirit. Without warning, the girl reached out, her delicate fingers stretching through the air. "Help me find him, or lose yourself forever." "Wait," Brady cried, realizing too late the gravity of her plea. The world around him melted into darkness as a chilling wind swept through the clearing, whipping leaves into a frenzy. Jake and Melissa trying to pull him back, but an unseen force gripped Brady, dragging him toward Lydia. Suddenly, everything went black. When the sun rose, the clearing lay silent and still. Jake and Melissa emerged from the woods, breathless and terrified, their faces ashen. They reached the car, hearts racing. "Where's Brady?" Melissa gasped, panic foothold gripping her chest. "Brady!" they yelled, but only echoes responded. The forest had swallowed him whole. He was gone, lost in the legend of Silver Hollow Road, a new soul claimed by the girl who could never find her love. Weeks later, they would share the tale, but not with mockery. Instead, they would whisper warnings about the dangers that lurked in the shadows, about the girl in white who sought her lost heart, and about the boy who crossed the line between bravery and foolishness. And every year, on a moonlit night, if one dared to wander down Silver Hollow Road, they might hear the mournful whisper of Lydia calling out, or catch a fleeting glimpse of Brady wandering through the trees, forever seeking an escape from the urban legend turned all too real.